For those of you tuning in or clicked on the listening button, I appreciate it. This is Big P's, and welcome to Big P's in a podcast. You know, we're here to uplift and inform, and we're always here for these jokes. Speaking of jokes, that's going to be kind of the theme of tonight's episode. You know, titled "Laughing at Myself" is the name of the episode, and big shout out to CFM Productions, Copy Free Music on YouTube. That's where that beat came from right there. It's called Victory. If you're ever on YouTube, look it up. They make some pretty dope stuff, and you know they make it free, so broke people like me ain't got to pay no licensing and royalty fees. That's always a good thing. Of course, you know I start this thing off with a little bit of a kind of like a monologue, if you will. Tonight's gonna be pizza etiquette. For those of you that know me, you know I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza. Worked for Domino's Pizza for damn near 20 years, until it things happened, and I no longer work there. It was off and on for 20 years. It wasn't 20 consecutive years like my buddy Shaq. You know, shout out to Shaq. Shout out John Acker. You know, for giving me that opportunity to work for him for that long, off and on. You know, I could come and go as I pleased. Whatever I felt like was whatever was clever at the time. You know, I could have it. I could use it as a second job or whatever. But being a pizza guy, you know, I became an expert on pizza etiquette. I won't call it expert, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you won't call me an expert after you hear what I have to say. You know, toppings that go on pizza, you know, it's pretty much basic. It's meats, you know, bacon, pepperoni, ham, sausage, beef, Italian sausage. You can even use you can even use something to the effect of, you know, chorizo. I've seen chorizo on a pizza before. My daughter's over here asking me for a drink while I'm recording. Lost my train of thought. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. I've probably hit stop and record. This has been an undertaking tonight. Now, we talked about toppings. There's a couple of vegetables there. There's onions, green peppers, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, things of that nature. Those are good. You know, tomatoes are even good on a pizza. Roma tomatoes cut up are even good on a pizza. Now we're going to talk about what's not toppings. And the main culprit here is anything freaking sweet. Peaches, pineapples, I've even seen apples on a pizza. No, no, people. Let's not be stupid. You know, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. I don't care what any of y'all say. You know, you can be mad at me all you want to. Just don't unrate me 5 stars because I said what I said. You know, pineapple, you know, does not belong on pizza. Now, have I eaten it? Yes, I have. I did a Facebook Live a few years back where I ate several pieces of pineapple and ham pizza, you know, Hawaiian style pizza. And I will say it's not extremely bad, but it just don't taste right. I'm sorry. Sweet and pizza don't go together for me. A lot of you may like it. I'm not one of those people. Not one of those people. This is why I hate foodies. You know, people just out here just throwing whatever they want to on stuff. You know, I'm gonna put arugula on this, or I'm gonna do this. You know, leave food alone, especially pizza. Leave the basics alone. You know, I think I saw something the other day on TikTok about, you know, a peach barbecue or something like that. Just kill me. People just absolutely kill me. Just come up with just whatever they want to. I'm gonna put this on this and see how it tastes. But yeah, just, you know, foodies get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. Okay. Had some problems this week with the upload for the YouTube video. It didn't upload until today. I actually started uploading it Sunday night last week, and it never would upload. I mean, it was so annoying all week long, and then this morning it just decided, I restarted it, and it decided it wanted to go through, which I'm not mad about that because it's there now. So if you go on the YouTube page, YouTube, Big P's in the podcast, there you'll see last week's episode in video form. Kind of a weird thing because I don't really look at the camera. I'm all over the place. This week I will be uploading some TikToks I've done to the YouTube page, to get some traffic there. But like I said, work in progress. This is only episode 3. We're planning on doing big things. Listen, I'm a comedian by nature. And when I say that, that's just what I do. The class clown. I cut up in school. My grades reflected such. So, that's just all I've done all my life. I've made people laugh. I have an ability to make people laugh that some people find endearing. I can I can be at a funeral and crack the whole room up. I actually did it at my dad's funeral. So, it's just a gift I have. And I think I think Big G, as you'll hear me call the man upstairs. I thank Big G for my gift of comedic timing. It's just something, and it's the reason why a lot of people really like me. Been making people laugh since I was a kid. Like I like to say, I've been making people laugh since disco was famous. And it was, it's like I said, it's second nature to me to go and make people laugh. It's, just what I do. And I know I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself, but that's just what it is. The main part of it is having an infectious laugh. And I do have an infectious laugh. If anybody's ever heard me laugh, they'll tell you the same. I have an infectious laugh. If I start laughing, everybody's going to start laughing. And that just comes from looking at life from a totally different angle. When you do this comedy thing, now I'm not comparing myself to Kevin Hart or Chris Rock or any of the greats, but I've actually done stand up, stood in front of a crowd and did it and did really well. I was told I did really well, and it's just with everything I got going on in my life, it's just not something I pursued. It's kind of hard to do that when you got a family and kids and stuff, to get out there and try to, do stand-up comedy. It's just something, but my comedy's more, storytelling. I go on Facebook and I tell stories, and, some of them are true. Some of them may be a little bit of a stretch of the truth, but, I don't lie. I try not to in comedy. Because that just makes things that much harder on you. But it's something I've always done. I tell stories. When I was younger, I used to tell the story of my cousin Lemmy, how he developed his pimp. Now, Lemmy, when we was in high school, walked with a sort of a hip, had a little limp to himself. And it was because he wrecked his bicycle. And I was there for it. So listen, this was probably one of the funniest things I'd ever seen in my life. This dude was driving down the driveway, and that was my grandmother. My grandmother lived there, so I was always there. And Lemmy and Billy Smith were like brothers to me. So that's family. So we one day were just messing around riding bicycles, and Lemmy come down and decided to, I don't remember if it was a ramp or a rock or something, but boy, he hit this thing, and that front end flipped over, and son, it threw him about 20 feet in the air, and he come down hard. And ever since that day, he kind of had a hitch in his giddy up. So we called Lemmy a pimp because he walked with the pimp. He kind of walked with that that swagger. He turned it into something positive. So, shout out to my cousin Lemmy, Lemmy Smith. If you don't know him, another talented artist in his own right. Maybe not maybe not on the scale as Billy, but a very talented artist in his own right. So, but I used to tell that story all the time, and it killed. I mean, it absolutely killed because it was basically the way I told it. I told it like a preacher would preach to a choir. I mean, preach to a congregation, and I mean, it always got, the room. I always won the room with that. And that's just something else. You got to read the room. A lot of people try to be funny on Facebook and things like that, and they don't read the room. And some of them just don't care. There's people that have zero chill when it comes to comedy, and that's all well and good. I'm not gonna say they're wrong, because they're just trying to be funny. They're not trying to hurt nobody. They're just trying to be funny, and I'm not gonna say they're wrong, but sometimes you just got to read the room. Sometimes the joke's not appropriate, and when the joke's not appropriate, it can bomb and it can come off as offensive. And real comedians, I mean, guys that get on stage and do this shit for a living, they've gotten themselves into some situations where, a joke didn't land correctly. And it rubs some folks the wrong way, especially in today's day and age, especially in today's time where, everything is starting to, free speech is starting to become a little bit more constricted in the United States. There's a lot of people that are looking for equality, and in that equality, they're looking to not be the butt of jokes anymore. I tell people all the time, had Eddie Murphy come out with Raw today, they'd probably run him out of the United States of America, because there was a lot of very choice language used in Raw that you can't use today. And that's just the sign of the time. So a lot of comedians have gotten themselves in trouble. Even Kevin Hart got himself in trouble with just saying something that it just didn't come out right. He didn't really mean nothing by it, but it cost him a shot at hosting the Oscars. But like I said, it's comedy's becoming a little bit harder because a lot of people are more offended by a lot of other things now. And that's just, like I said, it's the way of the world. We adapt. We look at things a whole lot differently. And we try new things, try to do things to laugh at. A lot of people find politics funny. If you've ever watched Stephen Colbert, oh my God, that dude is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And he's hilarious, but he's also highly intelligent. So his comedy comes off a little snarky at times, but good God, that man is just hilarious. And he knows, he knows no boundary on talking about certain politicians. And I get a kick out of that. Same thing with Lewis Black. Lewis Black does a lot of politically driven comedy, and it's funny. It's funny because I like Lewis Black. If you've never heard Lewis Black, please look him up. Go on YouTube, look up Lewis Black. If you don't know who Lewis Black is, he played, oh, good Lord. He played Anger in the movie Inside Out. Thank you, Adea. The movie Inside Out, he played Anger. And when he played Anger, that's Lewis Black to a T. Because Lewis Black does an angry style of comedy, and it's just hilarious to me. I've always gotten a kick out of it. He was in the movie Accepted, if you've ever seen that movie, and he killed it in that movie. This dude goes on rants that are legendary. They're absolutely legendary. And that's just where we come to now. Listen, a lot of people have forgotten how to laugh, and it's because, like I said, it's a sign of the times that people have forgotten how to laugh, how to really just enjoy life and laugh. You gotta laugh at yourself. You gotta laugh at other things. I laugh at myself all the time. For example, Friday, I referee football. I've said that time and time again. Friday night was season opener. I was at a high school, a private school here in the area, and they were playing a school from Charlotte. And oh my goodness, I don't know how this happened, but at the quarter change, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, at the quarter change, we switched sides of the field. The ball goes on the same yard line, the same hash mark on the opposite side of the field. So basically you flip. If you want to know how that works, take a picture and flip it on a photo editor, and that's how it works. Flip it. So if I'm on, I'm going to be facing the same way that I was facing, but this time we'll be on the opposite side of the field. Well, Friday night, I decided, I because of how I measured the ball off on the other side of the field by putting it at the tip of my toe and putting my foot on the line in the back of the line as a basis. That way I could get the right spot. So we get to the other side of the field, and I do just what I normally do. I spotted the ball, but instead of turning around to face the other way and getting on the other side of the ball, I stayed where I was, which put me on the offensive side of the ball. I'm an umpire. The umpire is the official you see standing behind the defense, usually a little bit deeper than the linebackers. I'm usually about 3 yards behind the Mike linebacker in most formations, or I can be, a little bit closer. 5 to 7 yards is where they want us to stand. So I back up, and I don't know why, but my partner, the white hat, the referee, we counted 11 and 11, and and all of a sudden I realized, holy shit, I'm on the wrong side of the fucking field. This is bad. So the play starts. Before I was getting ready to blow my whistle to stop the play so me and him could switch. But the play starts. And instinct on a passing play, because I saw the Mike linebacker on the defense back up, it's a pass, so I start moving towards the line of scrimmage. But little did I know, like I said, I'm on the offensive side of the ball. So when I moved up, the quarterback dropped back, and I'm like almost in his line of fire. And he throws the football, but in the meantime, I'm walking up to make this to get to the line of scrimmage for a pass, and the defensive end for the other team comes around and he beats his guy, and next thing you know, he's on top of me. I'm not talking about I'm laying on my back and he's on top, but he's right on top of me, and he's throwing his hands up to knock down the pass, and I didn't realize the pass probably went about 2 feet behind my head. Now, for those of you that don't know, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'll post a video on the Facebook page. It's not a good thing. The Asheville, and even worse, it was the Asheville Citizen-Times got a picture of it, and it's just, and I'm like, it's so embarrassing. But you got to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anybody or anything else. And that's just life. And I made the mistake. Hey, I owned up to it. We talked about it. Said, oh my God, how'd that happen? And I asked him, and I asked my partner, I said, hey, why didn't you switch before the play? Because he realized it too. And he said, I was just going to leave you back here because I backed out of the way of the play. Didn't even realize it. But, like I said, instinct. That's just what I do. I'm an umpire. If a pass play, I moved to the line of scrimmage, and I moved. And like I said, I about got ran over by a defensive end. The pass went directly behind my head. Luckily, he completed the pass. Thank God he completed the pass. Minimal gain but that didn't have nothing to do with me. But I think I kind of kept the defensive end from getting in the way of the pass. So, but I think I probably had the best block of the night. So like I said, I'll put that video up on the Facebook page so everybody can see it. I'll even put it on YouTube so people can see it, because it's just, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. And it's also a training tool to say, hey, this is not what you do if you're an umpire. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. And I was like, laughing at yourself is important. And, nothing is better than a good gut twisting laugh. And if, for those of you that know, you know what I'm talking about. You can be having a crappy day, and then something happen that makes you just bust out. And I'm talking about where your stomach's starting to hurt, you're in tears. For ladies, you're about to pee on yourself because you've had some children, so now you sneeze, you pee on yourself. So you get one of them good laughs. You might sprinkle out a little tinkle, tink tink, and but hey, that's the best laugh. Those gut wrenching laughs. I call them gut wrenchers because, like I said, it's almost painful you're laughing so hard. And I like having those laughs, and we have those laughs a lot at work during the day between me and some other guys. You know, it's good. It's good to have those kind of laughs. It's good to be that. It's good to have that kind of fun. Laughing is healthy, man. It's good for the soul. I'm telling you, it is good for the soul. If you can't laugh, I don't know what to tell you. And there's a lot of people that have lost their ability to laugh with everything that's going on in the world. And I understand. I understand that, you know, you want to watch the news and be involved in worldly events and stay up on current events. Hey, that's all well and good. I'm not knocking you for it. But me, I choose to laugh. That's what I do. I even laugh at some of the stuff going on because it's like, wow, that really just happened. And you got to laugh. You got to laugh to keep from crying sometimes. That's another true statement. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. And, you know, laughing makes reality more palatable. Because sometimes reality freaking bites. And so laughing about it makes it a little bit easier to swallow. Sometimes shit just gets hard. And, you know, your ability to laugh will get you through it, you know. But it's just, laughter's the best medicine. And that's a true saying in itself. Speaking of laughing, there's another video I'm going to post on the Facebook page. It was actually on my personal page this morning. Is my 8-year-old daughter singing Smelly Cat. Where she learned this word, I mean, we watch Friends, we've watched Friends, but I think she saw it on a YouTube video. And what happens is she's got that Talking Tom game downloaded on her tablet. So she listens, you know, she plays this Talking Tom game, and, you know, if you've ever seen these games, you know, it's almost a reality-based type thing. The cat gets dirty. Tom gets dirty, so she has to wash him. And that's when she sings Smelly Cat. And it's hilarious. You know, an 8-year-old singing Smelly Cat. And she actually knows all the words to it. You know, but the one I'm going to post, she doesn't sing the whole thing. She's, you know, and she actually changed some of the words. You know, she, instead of saying Smelly Cat, she said Smelly Poop Cat. So that was kind of cute this morning. That was, you know, something to make me smile today. But like I said, laughter's the best medicine, and sometimes the best way to laugh is through your kids. You know, I went to the grocery store today, and a friend of mine and her grandson was in there, and let me tell you something. To hear a baby laugh, oh my God, it just does something to you. If you can't laugh when a baby's laughing, then you just need to go crawl in a hole somewhere. You really do. You really do, because if you can't laugh when a baby is laughing, I mean, it's one of the most adorable things. It's cute. I actually shared a video today of a little girl, not on my Facebook page, but to several friends in the inboxes, you know, of a little girl that she's just a ball of energy, and she just smiles all over the place. And, you know, she's got like 3 teeth in her mouth, but oh my God, her smile and her laugh is just so awesome. You know, it almost makes you want to have kids, have more kids. But you know what? Some of us are done. You know, like I said, I tell people all the time, I'm 46 years old. I don't want to go to my child's graduation in an iron lung or something, because, you know, I'm old. You know, as far as childbearing years, I'm old. You know I've got cousins that's had kids well into their 50s, you know, men. But that's not going to be me. I'm not going to be one of those guys. I had what I call a double vasectomy. You know, because I went to the VA to have a vasectomy the first time, and a PA tried to do it, and I don't know what she cut, but she cut something down there. And whatever she cut, I don't know what it was, but whatever she cut did not stop the flow of semen, you know, when I was having the sex. So I had to go back. When I went back, they put me under. And then the doctor went in there, and he cut the shit like it was supposed to be cut. He cut a gap in it and put metal clips on it. He said, the odds of this growing back together are slim to nil. He said, I can almost 100% guarantee you will never have children again. Let me tell you something. That was the best thing I could have heard that day, after all I'd been through trying to, you know, have this vasectomy. Finally, it was done right. Oh my God. But that, you know, that's a funny story in itself. They put me under, and, you know, I woke up in the recovery area singing Bubble Guppy songs. because it was lunchtime, and I, said, what time is it? It's time for lunch. What time is it? It's time for lunch. I was singing that song when I woke up. It's crazy. Oh, it's just, like I said, you just gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. Singing Bubble Guppy songs. Okay. I told y'all this was gonna be uplifting and informing. And so with that being said, I'm gonna give you my positive story of the week. This is something I'm gonna do every week. And this week, this one was awesome. I have a friend, two friends, because they're married. Renee and Noah and Renee Compton. If you don't know them, Renee's a school teacher. Noah's a plumber by trade. It's a family business. Great people. Salt of the earth. You hear say salt of the earth people. Yeah, great people. Renee and I and Noah and I, we've all known each other for years. Since sixth grade. Renee and Noah have a son named Hunter. Hunter has what is called alternating hemiplegia, and he's also autistic. The AHC, or the AHC is it makes your muscles stop working at random and causes temporary paralysis or dystonia. And what that is when it makes your muscles cramp up. He had an episode this week, and he cramped up to where he couldn't eat, talk, walk, nothing. He was in bad shape. But he came through, and thank God for that. Listen, Renee had been looking for a pair of shoes for Hunter for years, for a while, and I forgot to send that part to my notes, the name of the shoes, but these shoes are pretty cool. She sent me a picture of them. The way they work is the sole comes up to the top of the shoe, and the person can stick their foot in there and just step down, and now the shoe's on it. You don't have to tie it. It's easy to put on. And the reason why she wanted these shoes, because she wants Hunter to have a level of independence, and he put his own shoes on. Like I said, this supposed to be on the page too. He actually was able to put his own shoes on today for the first time, and that was so awesome. Now, back to the shoe story. She'd been looking for these shoes for a while, and she went to the Nike outlet in Pigeon Forge and met a young man named Jamal who worked there. Jamal went above and beyond, just absolutely awesome. Lord of mercy. Let me get back to, there we go. Here we go. I've got to pull that up on my notes. Okay. Jamal, and listen to this, he went above and beyond by calling me when the shoe came in. And I'm telling you, the shoe came in. And she'd been looking for this shoe for 2 to 3 years, and Jamal made it happen. He went above and beyond, called her and said, hey, I have the shoe. And when he got the shoe, of course, Renee's mom and sister were over there, so they picked it up and brought it home to Hunter. And today, Hunter was able to put his own shoes on by himself. And that's awesome. That's awesome. So a big shout out to Jamal at the Nike outlet in Pigeon Forge. Now, if you're listening to this and you go to Pigeon Forge this week, give Jamal this message. Hunter wants to tell him thank you. Renee wants to tell him thank you, and I'm going to say thank you on behalf of them. And listen, Jamal, if you can get in touch with me, I will give you one of the T-shirts that I'm having made for the podcast free. I'm not going to charge you for it because you're a great person, and that's kindness above what normal kindness is. That level of kindness needs to be recognized, and it needs to be praised. Everybody should put their hands together for that. Jamal at the Nike outlet in Pigeon Forge. Like I said, if anybody goes over there and sees this guy, give him this information, Big P's in a podcast at gmail.com. Get a hold of me. We'll talk about it. Hell, I'll even have you on the show and we can talk about it some more. Great, great story. And I mean, just awesome that there's people out there like that. That is so awesome. That was such a touching story, such an uplifting story. So, I had to share it. That's my positive story for the week. Like I said, if you see Jamal, let him know. If you see Renee and Hunter out, you'll see them out every now and then. Just tell them, hey, Hunter's a great kid. I've seen and been around Hunter a lot when I worked at Ingles here in town. They came in a lot. Renee made some movements and was able to get a special buggy ordered. Ingles ordered a special buggy just for her and Hunter because it's most buggies. He's with his condition. He can't walk a lot, so that buggy made it easier for her to grocery shop with him, and that was just an awesome thing. I thought that Ingles did for her too. So, like I said, just an awesome story, and I had to share that with y'all. Like I said, I'll post this to the Facebook page when I'm done. And just like I said, if you see them out, just let them know. Just let them know. If you go to Pigeon Forge, you see Jamal, just let him know. You're a great guy, and we appreciate you. Now, in these last 5 minutes, we're gonna talk about this here mailbag question from last week. If you remember the mailbag question from last week, I asked, how important is communication in a relationship to maintaining a healthy relationship? I'm going to read you some of the answers. I gave my answer last week. And like I said, I'm not the best communicator at times. I really ain't. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I have my faults, and that's one of them. I'm not the best communicator at times. But I do realize the importance of communication in a relationship. So like I said, I'm going to read some of these answers off. Here's one from DJ Walker. Communication is extremely important, and not just verbally. You have to be able to read each other's facial expressions, body language, and posture, etc. There are nonverbal cues that you have to notice. For example, I know when my wife is pacing that she's either upset with something or she is in deep thought. So at that moment, it's probably not wise to communicate verbally on an issue that has the potential to be contentious. DJ gonna be married for a long time. He know what he talking about. He's a very intelligent man. Timing and knowing when to communicate issues is paramount. Also, communicating every day-to-day task is important because, especially with kids, schedules get hectic. Having a plan in place, talking through it, can save a lot of arguments down the road. Thank you, DJ, for your answer. That's actually that was, like I said, that was probably the best answer I saw, because DJ actually went into detail there. Tanya Whitmire says, not all conversations are arguments. You should talk every day, even if it's hard. Silence is deadly. And I agree to that. Sometimes silence is deadly, but sometimes silence can mean someone's what I call ramping down. Because a lot of times, a lot of people go into conversations at full speed and raw. And sometimes you got to ramp down so you don't come across as hostile. Because sometimes it's not a hostile situation. It don't have to be. But, I get that. I get what she's saying there. Antoine Howe, my devil dog brother, Ura, Semper Fi. It's important, but comprehension is key. You have to learn to listen to understand. Wait a minute. Nope, that's the wrong one. It's not communication that is the problem. It's comprehension that is key. That's what he said. And comprehension is a big thing. Because you can sit there and listen all day long. Listen to somebody talk and not get a word of what they said. It happens. I'm guilty of that one. And that's in all my conversations with friends, family. That's just how, sometimes I know they're talking to me, but sometimes it just don't make its way from the ear to the brain housing group. And I'm sorry. Beth Ward, it's important, but comprehension is key. You have to learn to listen to understand, not to reply. And that's important. And I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you just have to shut up and listen. That's where we all have a problem. Sometimes you just got to shut up and listen, because sometimes a reply isn't needed. Sometimes you just have to listen, because, it's just one of those things where if you're going to reply, it's going to turn into an argument. So just listen. And lastly, Tiffany Summey, she says it's imperative, but so is listening, hearing, and understanding, and seeing where your partner is coming from. All of that is important. Like I said, we all struggle with communication at times, from time to time, and I'm not saying I'm exempt from that at all, because I have a problem with it. I do, and you'll never hear me say, I don't put myself out here as a perfect human being. I don't try. At least I don't try to. Because I'm flawed, just like a lot of other people are flawed. We've all done things that we're not proud of, and we've all done, we all have our deficiencies. But admitting them and trying to work on them is where a lot of us fall short. So, but I'm happy to say that episode 3 is done. Like I said, enjoy my time with y'all every week. I really, 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 really enjoy my time with y'all. And I'm going to tell you something. For those of you that have reached out via Facebook message, email, even got a couple phone calls and text messages, thank you for listening. And, Natalie Pace, I appreciate your email the other day. It was really great. Davy Green, I appreciate your email. A lot of the, feedback is great. And, I like feedback. And I know that I didn't talk about what I said I was going to talk about. That's because I couldn't get my guest to come on. But, maybe next week, who knows, if I can get him over here. The big thing is, like I said, is spreading the word. Now, last week, we didn't get as many views as we got week 1. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not mad. Or downloads as we did week 1. And that's not a bad thing. That's just, it is what it is. But get the word out. And this is what I want everybody to do. If you're listening to this right now, go on your Facebook page, go to Big P's in the Podcast, the Facebook page. Share the page, share the podcast episode, share the YouTube video, say, hey, support this man. Because I'm telling you, I've done this for a while. I just never done it on this format. Usually it's Facebook Live is how I do this. I'd love to get a camera system set up to where I can do this still on Facebook Live. But I have this feeling if I do it live on Facebook, a lot of people won't download the podcast. So, like I said, I want to get in the algorithm. So go on there, especially if you go on Apple. If you go on Apple, subscribe, and rate it. You can get a 5-star rating, 4-star. Like I said, 5 stars, I'll sing at your wedding. 4 stars, I'll still love you. 3 stars, we got a problem. I'm coming to find you. That's just simple and plain. I'm gonna come find you. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna come find you. Like I said, you can listen to this on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. It's supposed to be on Google. Now, like I said, the verification process for Google is a monkey, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been a pain in the ass trying to get on Google. It really has, and I don't understand really what the problem is with trying to get on Google. The verification process has been a pain. I actually had to go back on there and redo it this week, and it just wouldn't do. But that's okay, Google. I still love you. Like I said, you can listen to it on Apple, Overcast, Stitcher, Cast Pro, Podfriend, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and right here, right on the actual Buzzsprout page. But like I said, if you go to any of those other ones, rate it 5 stars so I can get in the algorithm so it get out to more people. Share it to your Facebook page, Big P's in the Podcast Facebook page. Thank you. I just got kisses from my daughter. Share it to your Facebook page. Share the episodes of your Facebook page. Get the word out. Like I said, I enjoy doing this, and I'll do it whether I get paid or not. Okay. Like I said, if you like I said, advertising opportunities are open. Get up with me. Like I said, I want to do business with you. And if you own a small business and you're looking to get your name out there cheaply and not have to pay a radio station to do it, this is how you do it right here. You come see me. We'll talk turkey. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not going to charge you an arm and a leg. We can sign a little contract betwixt you and I, and we'll get your name out there as long as you get mine out there. All right? Listen, I enjoy this. I really do. This is my therapy, and sometimes I need it. So, this is once again, this is Big P's, and I'm going to end this tonight with where'd it go? There it go. I'm going to end this tonight with the way I come in, just a little music for the soul. Like I said, this is copyright free music from YouTube. CFM Productions they make some bomb tracks. They really do. And I am so glad that I found this, because like I said, I'm broke. I can't afford to pay royalty and license fees to get real music, But if you're a musician and you want me to use a song for my intro, hey, get at me. We'll work something out. Once again, this is Big P's signing off. Y'all have a good evening.